Hello students, it's Monday the 30th of August 2021 and this is week 1 Job Establishment Career Seminar course. So the contents, well, we'll look at self-introductions. I'll introduce myself, you'll introduce yourself. We'll look at course overview. Then we'll look at the critical information that you need to know so that you submit the documents for task 1 and task 2 on time. And finally today we'll do a worksheet, and this will involve you describing your hobbies, what you want out of life. So my name is John Hume. I have a PhD from the University of Manchester. I have lived and worked in Japan from 2003 to 2005. I have taught at KAIST and nanomaterials, microfluidics from 2006 to 2007. And from 2007 to the present day, I've been working at Gachon University doing teaching and research. So what do you need? Well, you need to purchase a 3-hole binder, and you must store all your worksheets in this binder, and it must be brought into class in weeks 10 to 11. You also need to know what is the class goal of this seminar course. Number 1 is that you have to set an individual career goal and an action plan. In number 2, you have to complete each individual resume and self-introduction, 1 copy. And number 3, you need to have a completion of the individual portfolio, and you must make sure all the worksheets are filled out and they're included in your 3-hole binder. So in this slide we're going to look at 4 key steps. Step number 1, we'll look at self-understanding. What does this mean? What does this entail? In step number 2, we'll look at the understanding of the world of work. In step number 3, we'll look at career decision making and job selection. And in number 4, we'll look at employment preparation. So what is self-understanding? Self-understanding is a process of learning each person's interests, aptitudes, personalities, values, etc. through his or her growth process, standardization test, and activity analysis. So what is the world of work? Well, understanding the world of work is a process of searching for a job that matches one's aptitude and ability based on future job prospects. Step number 3. Career decision making and occupational selection. Well, this is a process of exploring how suitable the selected occupations are for one's own characteristics, and through this process the most suitable occupation is selected. Step number 4, we'll look at employment preparation. Now this refers to carrying out education, training, qualification and learning necessary to enter the chosen profession. So what are the aims of using Gachon CDP? Well, we want to establish individual career goals and action plans. We need to complete individual resumes and self-introductions, and we also need to complete our individual career path portfolio. Now all the tasks 1 and 2 on the next slide are mandatory for all students taking the Job Entrepreneurship Career Seminar course. Since the Career Seminar for Employment and Entrepreneurship is a compulsory liberal arts course, if you fail, you will not be able to graduate due to the non-acquisition of credits. So task 1, and this involves the submission of your employment career portfolio. Where and whom do you submit it to? Well, you submit it to the professor in charge of the class. Now the submission deadline is at the end of the semester, and details will be announced on the school website shortly. The contents of the portfolio, these must be prepared based on the contents of the Job Entrepreneurship Career Seminar for the semester. Now you must note that failure to submit task number 1 will result in you failing the course. How you must fill them out? Well, you can fill them out based on the detailed guide, and this can be found on page 26 of CDP handbook. For task number 2, you can either accomplish this by attending an on-campus career employment counseling and you submit a consultation confirmation, or you can attend the on-campus employment program and submit the participation confirmation. Now after participating in on-campus career/employment counseling, submit the consultation confirmation to the professor in charge, that's me, or submit the confirmation of participation to the professor after attending the on-campus employment program. Submission deadline. Deadline for submission, as before, is at the end of the semester, and details will be announced shortly on the school website. As before, failure to submit assignment 2 will result in you failing the course. Well, what are the career employment counseling options available, right? What are they available? Well, you can take part in a one-to-one consultation regarding career and employment, or you can take on a one-to-one mentoring consultation regarding startups. Well, in terms of the one-to-one employment counseling and consultation, these involve things like career and employment preparation, and counseling on application documents and interviews, where the startup consultation involves guides to startup friendly academic systems, and one-stop mentoring involving startup support programs and commercialization. So how do I sign up for a campus career and employment program? Well, you just go to the school website at www.gatchon.ac.kr or wind.gatchon.ac.kr, and you'll be able to find a school program or school career program that suits you. Now, details on how to apply will be posted on the notice board on the school website at the beginning of the semester. So, can you tell me in more detail how to fill out the employment career portfolio? Okay, well, in part 1 there's a working and entrepreneurship career seminar Gatchon, and this is from the CDP textbook, which includes worksheets for each week, and this is a requirement. Now in part 2, including textbooks and other activities related to individual career explorations and job preparations, this is an option, right? And part 2 continued, we're looking at detailed explanation, and you should include related preparations for employment in your desired field. For example, certification, language studies, internships, field training, part-time jobs, clubs, contests, external activities, project experiences, works, and performance activities. Could be in the arts or sports, etc., and can be individually summarized and recorded. So this is number 3, part 1. So how can I fill out the employment career portfolio? Well, that's a good question. An easy way is simply go to the Gatchon University Employment Support Team website, work.gatchon. There's a link on Cyberclass as well. You log in, link with the school website ID, click on Community, click Job Start or Career Seminar, and check and download from the related bulletin board. Now, let's have a look at the worksheet listing order on the next slide. So this is your portfolio part 1 assignment order. So this is week 1, worksheet 1. Worksheet 1 involves everything about you, so your hobbies, your passions, dreams, etc. What company is your dream company? I don't know. You're going to have to tell me. If you look at week 6, worksheet 6, this involves survey of desired companies and plans for entering the desired company. Okay, this is your worksheet for today. This is week number 1, is it not? Yes, it is. So question number 1, how would you describe yourself? Think about your personalities, your hobbies, your specialities, your strengths and your weaknesses, etc. So that's up to you. I can't give you a word. Number 2, what are my career paths and fields of employment? Well, you might think, I want to be a scientist. There again, you might think, science is not for me. You might think, I'd love to be an artist, but you're told you're simply not good enough. So what are my career paths and fields of employment? I don't know. Only you know. What are some of the things, in number 3, question number 3, what are some of the things you are currently working on to explore your career path and preparation for employment? That's a good question, number 3. So what are you currently working on? Do you have a YouTube channel? Okay. How are you preparing for employment? I mean, if you can start up your own YouTube channel, that's something in itself. So how are you preparing for employment? What are your expectations in number 4, question 4? What are your expectations for this course? Number 5. Is there anything else you would like to introduce about yourself? Yeah, I found out during COVID I can't cut hair. No, I just can't cut hair. I can never be a barber. I just can't cut my own hair. It's virtually impossible. And I tend to get quite sick actually if I'm cutting my own hair. I know that's a bit unusual, but that's just me. So don't forget, students, you must fill this worksheet out every week and put it in your little binder, okay? So that's the end of today's lecture, students. Thanks for staying with me. All the information we talked about, discussed in today's lecture, you can find it on Cyberclass. I'll provide links to the Gatron website regarding work, and also I will upload this video lecture so you can peruse it at your own leisure. And don't forget, fill out worksheet 1 this week. Don't fall behind. Remember this, task 1 and task 2, gotta do it. I have to complete it. If I don't complete it, I've failed. So see you next week. I hope to see you in person. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye. 안녕.